Hey and welcome to today's video. My name is Julian and my channel is all about making you crypto fit. We discuss topics like decentralization, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, decentralized finance, Bitcoin, and all the other awesome things out of this new world of decentralization. And today I want to cover a bit of a question. It's not a question that you're probably going to look up maybe in 3 months again or maybe in 6 months. But right now I've been getting it so much, and that is, Julian, are we back in crypto winter? Bitcoin has been dipping, it's been going down almost by 50%. So was this a dead cat bounce? Are we actually on a downtrend and everyone has been hyping and everyone has been super positive? Where are we in all of this? And I do get this question. I understand where you're coming from. I think we have answered it 60 times and I think you actually know the answer. But I do understand your fear and where all this uncertainty is coming from. So I just want to kind of show you, I've prepared a very, very small presentation that I would just love to kind of show you a bit and kind of walk you through a bit. So are we in crypto winter again? Now, here's an interesting thing, right? Don't look so much at what people are saying or what the press is saying, what YouTubers are saying, what the media is saying. Really go in and look at the data and the facts. And obviously, data and the facts, we can kind of just look this up here. Well, one thing we see, we really kind of dropped back down. We just, I think, broke down below 8,000. So yeah, we can definitely see we have failed to make higher highs. This entire thing has been going down now a bit, right? So it's definitely quite some fear in the entire market. But obviously now another couple of things we can do is, so we look at this here. Well, we have seen this here again and here again and here again. So on the way up, right, we always have these setbacks, and this is super, super, super normal. And don't forget one thing. At the beginning of this year, we were close to 3,300 or something. So we've had quite a run up, and people have been obviously been cashing out, and there is a little bit of a pause here. But so there are some things that are quite scary. And one of those things is basically social media interest. And we are pretty much at all-time lows, especially considering the last couple of years, of tweets with the hashtag Bitcoin. And this really is crazy. It reminds me of the times when really there was so little interest. And the last time we had this massive, massive low, look at this now, this is really interesting, was actually, it went up slightly, dropped back down again, and it was at a low before we had this massive run-up. And that's why I'm saying, right, and don't forget that, I'm actually saying we are in this year 2016. So we are in this time frame here. And this is really key to understand. If we go back to the chart here and we look at 2016 all the way up to 2017 when this entire crazy run started, what you can see here is these ups and downs. They were just so much lower. They were in the hundreds, not in the thousands. That's why you don't see them as well here, right? And so in those hundreds here, we had these crazy constant ups and downs. And if you then go back to my very first video of the year, Crystal Ball 3000, where I discuss that this is exactly what we're going to see. My prediction for the end of the year was we're going to start at 3,500 and we're going to be ending up at 8,000. Right now we are slightly below, so actually we're right on there. Probably I think we're going to be ending a bit higher than 8,000, just because I didn't expect there was such a strong up run. I thought we're going to stay more here on these kind of levels by the end of the year. But in between, we have these really crazy waves. We have ups and we have downs, and we have this extreme pessimism, and this is absolutely needed for the big run to happen afterwards. And here is another crazy thing. If you look at percentages, these are average monthly returns. So generally, well, guess what? August and September so far have generally been negative. And this is from 2010 to 2018. So credit goes to Bitcoin Visuals, who kind of got this price data and prepared that. But I just want to kind of highlight that. This is really important. Now, never forget, statistics don't apply to every single thing, but the average is out. And this is very important. So generally speaking, August, September are negative months. And this is not just this year, this is all the time. So when we go now into October, November, December, generally speaking, these should be positive months. Let's see if this is what's happening, who knows, but this is just what the statistics are. And another thing, if we just look at well, returns of all kinds of assets so far this year. Then we have gold, 17% plus, stocks, S&P 500, 21% plus, the US Treasury bonds 10 years, 1.6% plus. Bitcoin, 114% plus. So obviously, if you think that Bitcoin is in winter right now, then, well, these things should be way more in winter. And I mean, I think, I'm not sure how sure of things stocks are right now or bonds are, but I just don't see that we are back in what so many people are worried is crypto winter. I rather think that most people have the wrong time horizon. Their time horizon is weeks and months, and this is normal. They don't look into years. But in Bitcoin, this is exactly what you need. By average, if you've been holding Bitcoin for over 3 years and 8 months, it's almost guaranteed that you made a profit. And so most people are looking back and they are like, well, look at Bitcoin going down all the time. Well, guess what? This is not even 2 years ago. So you need to wait at least another 2 years until you can actually start reflecting. And we're, again, talking about statistics here. And this is something really important. And this is something that you should always consider in this entire setup. So coming back to the question, do I think we are in a crypto winter? Absolutely not. We're going to finish the year stronger than we started at. We're going to finish next year stronger than we're going to start 2020 at. And I predicted that this year is going to be a bit of a tough year. It's going to be ups and downs. We're not going to have a very, very clear upswing, but that's normal. We're going to set the direction. It's going to be out of the negative. And I mean, look, at the moment, I think people should be super, super happy. Anyone that's been holding Bitcoin this year should have made a good plus. And yeah, and I think that's the very, very key thing. So there's a bit of my take in all this. And well, I would be interested to hear what you think in all this. What is your take? Do you think we're in crypto winter? Do you think we're out? Would be interesting to see. Would be interesting to hear. Quickly go through some of the questions. We need new sort of funds flowing in. I certainly think so. Crypto is so far an almost 100% retail phenomenon. Bitcoin has a use case in portfolio theory as an uncorrelated asset. You're completely right, Holger. I completely agree. I still see it the way Mike Novogratz does. Give it some time for Bakkt and all other custody solutions for institutions. I partly agree. Yes, I think it's going to take a little bit until stuff just flows. And don't forget, interest at the moment seems to be very, very low. Just like before the run started. And that's always how it is. Don't forget, it's not. People always think that crazy downswing or crazy pessimism is the opposite of the crazy optimism. It's not. It's the crazy non-interest that is the actual opposite. And so we've seen it all now. We've seen crazy upswings 2017. We have the crazy depression 2018. But it's pretty much the same feeling. It's just the other side. But so now we need the exact opposite, and that is complete disinterest. And we have still been lacking that. We need that until the next cycle can start again. So I think that's really important. Do you see the Tether Bitfinex possible lawsuit for market manipulation? I do. I'm not sure how relevant that's going to be. I think Tether and Bitfinex can kind of weave their way out. I mean, obviously, I've had my fair share of criticism there. I still think that there's a lot of manipulation going on. No one really knows how legit Bitfinex does their business there. It would surprise me if there would be anything significant happen there. I seriously think so. Tether is not the stable coin that I would be using. I would warn from people using it to use it really quick to transfer something. Sure, that's fine. I wouldn't store my funds in Tether though. And probably I wouldn't stay with exchanges too much that are using Tether in a massive way. So yeah, not a get-rich-quick scheme as many want. Exactly, Holger. You are so right. So I think very important point. So with this, I hope that gives you some value. I hope that gives you some insights in, well, what I think and I think what a lot of people that have seen a lot of crypto waves so far. Look, it doesn't make me one bit nervous on what's been happening on the crypto markets. I still hold the same amount of Bitcoin that I've been holding 2 months ago, 1 month ago. It doesn't change. I'm not intending to cashing out right now. If you have some extra funds, yeah, it might make sense to buy some extra Bitcoins. So good, nicer prices than a month ago or 2 months ago. So yeah, use that. With this, I hope you're getting value of this. If you do, please subscribe, hit the like button, and yeah, I'll see you at the next video. Yours truly, thank you, Julian.